This is as close as we can get to Southern California's
so-called
what's being called
biblical flooding across Colorado.
The people overseeing the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant have another problem on their hands. Officials with Tokyo Electric Power Company say the level of radioactivity monitoring down their storage tank found more than 300 tons of highly radioactive water leaked last month out of the storage tank. The water is thought to have seeped into the soil. Managers have assigned more monitors to check for radioactive materials in groundwater near the tank. This is the level of tritium at one of the...
I speak unto thee this day, and I say, when you look upon the condition of the kingdoms of men, know that they pass away. That is, do not allow your life to be governed by the condition of the kingdoms of men. For I say, indeed, they are not meant to bear rule over thee. But I say, it is me, the living God, who is meant to rule thee. For yes, indeed, you are mine. And I say, you are not meant to be under the despair that comes to those who are under the kingdoms of men. But I say, you are meant to be uplifted, knowing that it is me, the living God, you are meant to please, to be attentive unto. For I say, you are living in a time when men have been circumvented and taken into despair because they look at the condition of the kingdoms of men. That is, they are looking at the darkness, they are looking at the evil, and yes, it is ever present in the same. But I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to be ruled, to be governed by the kingdoms of men, but I say that I call thee to be ruled by me. And I say that I call thee to be uplifted and strengthened, directed and guided in the truth, the light, the mercy that I provide. For I say, it is me, the living God, who will give to thee the blessedness, who will give to thee the truth and the light upon the path. And I say, if you will continue partaking of all that I offer, what shall you find in the same? That is, you will find that it is me, the living God, who will give to thee the truth and the light, the mercy, the hope, and the peace day by day. For I say, it is me, the living God, who is indeed the way of all blessedness, the way of all truth, and the way of mercy provided. And I say, when my people will keep their focus upon me, I say they will not end in the hopeless condition of despair. But I say that they will be ever strengthened day by day by knowing that it is me, the living God, who bears rule over them, and it is me, the living God, who is caring for them. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not intend that you would be purposed in the darkness, the evil of these times. That is, that you would be giving up in despair and hopelessness and futility, as many have done. For I say there are multitudes who claim that they are my people, who have paid more heed to the kingdoms of men than to my kingdom. I say they have given themselves over to follow the darkness, the evil that is progressing on every hand, but I say they have stopped following me. That is, they have not walked in my counsel, nor have they sought my face, but I say they have simply followed the despair, the evil of the times. Now I say such ones as these consider themselves as invaluable watchmen, but I say they have forgotten to watch for me. That is, they have forgotten that it is me they are meant to monitor, and not the evil of this world. That is, they are not meant to close their eyes and act as though the evil is not present, for everyone knows that it is. But I say they are not meant to get so absorbed in the evil that they forget about me. Now I say there are many who have forgotten me. They have grown despairingly more depressed day by day. And I say they have given up in their efforts to proclaim the truth of who I am. Now I say that I, the living God, do not call thee to such a mindset, but I say that I call thee to continually labor for souls. That is, to be aware that souls are perishing, and yes, indeed, they are in need of me despite the condition of the kingdoms of men. For I say that I, the living God, am well aware that the kingdoms of men will come and go, and I say there are many that are remembered no more. For I say, when men will think they remain forever, and their evil counsel will abide unto all generations, I say they are nothing but proud fools. For I say that a man or a king can labor to see his effort brought forth, and yes, indeed, it may be so. But I say that it takes one turn of my hand to bring it all down, and it is nothing but rubble before him. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to worship, to adore, to follow after the kingdoms of men. nor the kings who have set themselves up in proud array. But I say that I call thee to worship, to follow after me, thy Maker and thy God. For I say it is me, the living God, who is indeed supreme, and I say that my kingdom remains unto all generations. And I say that I, the living God, never called my people to cease from the effort to win souls unto me because the conditions were evil. But I say that I've called my people to continue in the labors that I've set before them to proclaim me to each and every man. That is, that men are given the opportunity to repent, to turn from their wicked ways. And I say that they are given the privilege to come forth in newness of life that I provide, if they will but believe in me. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do call thee to walk uprightly. I say that I call thee to walk circumspectly and be ever following me. For I say, if it is me that you look to in faith, in trust, in confidence, if it is me that you will believe, it is of me that you will receive. That is, you will receive the newness of life that I provide. You will receive the light upon the path. And I say that you will be brought forth, ever guided, instructed, and directed in the truth of who I am. Now I say this day, do not give yourself to the vanity, the vexation, the stupidity, the darkness of these times. But I say instead, be ever thankful that I, the living God, am the one who will purpose thee in the truth and the light always. I say, be ever thankful that I am the one who will direct, correct, and guide thee forth, for yes, indeed, you are mine. And I say you are meant to keep on believing that you can indeed be receiving all ways of me. For I say, when you will keep your faith, your trust, your confidence in me, I say that you will not be ruled by evil times. That is, in the sense that you give up in despair, in the sense that you grow hopeless, in the sense that you even join the evil. But rather you will be able to resist the evil and proclaim the kingdom that I provide. For I say you have the best alternative that could ever be given, and that is the way to the heavenly kingdom that is found in me. Now I say, when you think upon the condition that men are in when they have no hope, when they look only to the kingdoms of this world, I say no wonder they are in despair. For I say there is no hope to be found among men, but I say that the hope is found in me. For I say that men left to themselves will of course destruct and destroy others. But I say that when men are hoping in me, they bring forth the life that I provide. Now I say this day you are privileged to have me, you are privileged to know me, and you are privileged to receive my light, my counsel. And I say, if you really consider what it is that I, the living God, do for thee, I say there is no end to the same. That is, I give thee the privilege to be uplifted, directed, and guided forth. I give thee the privilege to be renewed in me. And I say that I give unto thee all that you ever have need of to be brought forth in me. Now I say this day, consider that I, the living God, am the one who will give thee the infinite mercy. I am the one who will give thee the newness of life. And I say that I am the one who ever directs, corrects, and brings forth the people who will pay heed unto me. Therefore I say this day, do not be found guilty, as multitudes will be found guilty when they stand before me. For I say they gave up their first estate, they took on the misery of the times, and I say they covered themselves in the kingdoms of men. And I say the consequence is they have lost out, they will lose out with me, and I say they will stand desolate before me. But I say that I, the living God, will accept no excuse from the man who turns aside from me and uses the excuse of the times. For I say you are not meant to be governed by times, but you are meant to be governed by me. I say there are endless multitudes who are under my wrath revealed, and I say they wonder why. That is, they have been fed falsehood and lies pertaining to me, and yes, they have loved it so. For I say they have believed the lines of the false prophets who have led them astray, led them out of my way. And I say in the process of it all, they have been taken into the lies of these times. And I say they think somehow they can understand what has happened unto them, when they find my wrath revealed. But I say my true messengers are meant to keep declaring my wrath upon a wicked, a perverse, a vile generation. And I say they are meant to keep declaring the hope that is found in me, if men will but repent and turn from their wicked ways. For I say it is me, the living God, who is waiting to pour forth my blessedness, my mercy, and give my truth unto the ones who will come repentant unto me. Now I say this day that the job is not finished, nor is it over, because there is darkness in the kingdoms of men. For I say that dark times are not any new thing, nor the evil tidings. And I say you are not meant to be so fearful of what it is that men think they bring forth, what it is that they threaten, that you leave off following me. But I say instead you are meant to mount up in courage and boldness, and know that it is me, the living God, you are called to bear witness unto, that you are called to serve. For I say, indeed, you are not called to be citizens of this earthly kingdom with all of the darkness that pertains to the same. But I say you are meant to be uplifted in that which I give thee, which is the truth, the light, and the mercy day by day. And I say you are meant to be ever guided in the blessedness of who I am, ever made glad in me. For I say it is me, the living God, who will give to thee the righteousness, the truth, the mercy, the hope, and the peace that I provide. I say this day, be thankful that you do not need to be conformed to the earthly kingdom that passes away, but you can indeed be conformed unto me. And I say, be thankful that I am ever present to give to thee the truth, the light, and the mercy day by day. That is, be thankful that you do not need to be guided into a ditch and there remain. But I say that you can indeed be uplifted, brought forth, directed, and guided always by me. For I say it is me, the living God, who is the way of all righteousness, the way of all truth, and the way of mercy provided. And I say that all who will keep their focus upon me will be found under my mercy. But I say when men stop being attentive unto me, and they pay heed to the demon forces that are swarming the land, I say they will abandon the fear of me to fear the governments of men. And I say they will be crushed by those fears, for I say there is no mercy to be found in the same. I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to be crushed by the fears that are meant for the ungodly, the heathen, but I say that I call thee to continue boldly in me. And I say that I call thee to be uplifted and strengthened, directed and guided day by day. Therefore I say, be thankful for the resource, the truth, and the light that I, the living God, do offer unto thee time and again. And I say, be thankful that I will be ever present to guide thee forth in that which I intend for thee. For I say you are not meant to be hiding your head in the sand, nor are you meant to be deluding yourself about the power domains of men. For I say when men will strut and boast themselves as though they remain forever, it is not true. For I say it is me, the living God, who literally controls the kingdoms of men, and I say that I bring them down. And I say for all of their pomp, all of their pride and audacity, I say they end as desecrated fools. For I say it is me, the living God, who is able, and yes, indeed, I show again and again and again that I am the Almighty. Therefore I say, let your fear be of me, let your confidence be in me, and let it be me that you continue to look unto. For I say you are not meant to be under the vexation, the torment, the agony that comes to those who have strayed far from my way. But I say you are meant to be respecting of the fact that I, the living God, do give to thee the truth and the light upon the path. And I say you are meant to be respecting of the fact that I purpose thee to be ever kept in me. Now I say this day that I, the living God, do not call thee to walk afar off. I do not call thee to go in the desolation that can ravage your soul. But I say that I call thee to remain attentive unto me, ever seeking to be pleasing me, and respecting the fact forever that I am the Almighty, the one who bears rule over thee as you remain subject unto me. For I say you are not meant to be under the cruel rule of men, but rather the merciful rule that I provide. Therefore I say, be thankful that you do not need to be fearful nor respecting the kingdoms of men, but you can be respecting me. For it is me, the living God, who bears rule over the ones who are attentive unto me.